What is up, traders? Packed video today as we discuss several topics, including how to build a small account trading penny stocks, where to find those stocks, and an update on my personal challenge account that I had noted in one of my first videos. So I said I'm going to be doing a 10x account from start to finish, basically doing swing trades and compounding gains. So we're going to have an update on that at the end of the video, where it's at, where it's going. So very excited about that one. Let's jump right in. So today we're going to have a discussion on how to build a small account. Now this could be anyone from a new trader to a veteran to somebody that works full-time and they just want to swing trade penny stocks. Now I'm not a financial advisor and penny stocks are very volatile. So something to keep in mind is your risk levels. So when you're starting off small, you're going to have some bumps in the road. I mean, especially with market tuition and the way everything adjusts and shifts. As far as catalysts, what's going on in the market, how's the sentiment in that stock, there's things that you need to adapt to. So I always recommend starting off small. The next thing is your education. If you don't know anything about penny stocks, it's important to go through, watch YouTube videos. You can go through and find a mentor. You can get on Discords. There's so many tools out there that can help you that will eventually help others and continue to build the penny stock community. So it's very important to educate yourself. Use risk levels, start off small, determine how much you're going to start your account with, and then you can grow from there. So one thing I like to do, as you'll see, is I started off my personal challenge account with $5,000. Now that may be a lot for some, that may be small for others, but for me it was just the right amount that keeps me interested. So it can be any amount for you. As you can see here, this is what I started with in the middle of February. So when I go through and I look for stocks, my key targets are they active? Do they have active management? As far as social media, whether it's StockTwits, Twitter, so forth. What catalysts do they have? Do they have one, two? Do they have many? Are they going to dangle the carrot? But what I mean is dangle the carrot is how much do they have in the tank? Is it a one-time deal? Is it something I can invest in and swing it for a longer period? Because in this market, it's always changing. There's always a news runner. There's always a new company with an acquisition. So, you always want to be adapting. And as you go through, you'll learn, how to find these stocks. So my favorite ways are Twitter. So you can go through on Twitter and you can search the company and then you can grab a pen and paper and start writing down, okay, they have a catalyst at the end of the month. Let me look at that. They have this. So I compile, anywhere from 5 to 10 stocks. Then I look at the charts. So if I look at the chart and it looks like, it's at the bottom, great time to start scaling in. Or if it's up near the highs, everybody's really excited about it, I will look at either the 821 MA or even the 50 or 200 to see where's a good level to add. As you get further into it, you can use Fibonacci lines, like fib lines. You can use support levels and so forth. But this video is meant for somebody just starting out trying to go through and trade penny stocks. So you need to stick to your own rules. And what I mean by that is if you're trying to get 20% out of each one, 10%, stick to it in the beginning as you scale up to larger size. So my goal for my $5,000 account is to hit $50,000 by the end of the year. And, I'll show you at the end where I'm currently at. So, this is my current chart here and, what I've gone through. So I trade catalysts on this one only. And it's funny because in my, other accounts, I have the same stocks, but I'll hold them longer, because I like what they're doing. And, I just don't want to watch it all the time and so forth. But for this particular instructional video, I use it strictly on trading. So trading catalysts only. My goal is to do, a 10 times increase from 5,000 to 50,000 in under 100 trades. And what I mean that is 100 stocks. That's going to get me there from beginning to end. So I would say my guide to building a small account kind of goes like this. And this is the way I trade my challenge account is I will find a catalyst. Let's say it's 2 weeks out. 2 weeks out is usually the time I like to add because nobody cares about it then. Maybe even 3 weeks depending on how big it is. I will grab 25% of what I want to add that day. So, when first starting off, I started with 5,000. I may have added, $1,000, 20% of what I had total. And, if it dipped further, I would go through and add slowly, little by little, up to maybe say 50% of what I was going to do, because now at this point it's bottomed. And, you can kind of swing it up into the news. You can sell before the news. You can sell into the news. If the news is big enough, you can keep going. I mean, however you want to do it, you have to find your own strategy. So each stock, kind of works different for me, but that's generally how I would do it, is scale in, starting at 25%, 50%, 75. That way, if it does dip further, I'm good to go. But if it starts to move quicker, at least I'm in for some. So I don't, there's always a new stock. I don't have to be too worried or too emotional if I miss something, because there's something new every single day. And when I say find your own strategy, so one of my favorite things, and I've covered in old videos, is I love flushes. So a flush happens if news is delayed. It can happen on, certain days of the week. You can look at level 2 and see if there's a lot of shares on the ask, or if there's a lot of selling involved, other people start to panic, and you can just start sticking bids in low, and boom, you're in. You got a great deal on the stock. Everybody else was buying up high. Now you have a good entry, and there's a catalyst in a few weeks. You're good to go. So that's one thing that I like to do, is buy the flush. I mean, panic selling and so forth, I thrive on it. As you can see, that's why I have a shark, is just I always buy the blood. If there's a catalyst, I will buy it, because it's going to go up. It doesn't have to go up tomorrow. I can be patient, and I will swing it into the news 3 weeks away. So that's my personal strategy and what I like to do. So it works different for everybody, so you can try your own way. A lot of people like to trade in volume, and I can do volume as well, but I will not do that in a challenge account, because it is purposefully meant to do for swings, to show new traders how they can buy into something and, continue to compound and build their account. So, with that being said, here is my current challenge account amount. So after 3 months, I went over $20,000, and I did this within 20 trades of just playing Catalyst. So, when you first start off at 5,000, you're like, oh wow, I made 800 bucks. And then next one I made 600 bucks, and then so forth. So you start to compound, and then as you get higher into it, you can increase your risk size. So now as I get in 10,000, I'm like, oh, now I can do 2,500 per position. But you don't want to do too much, because if something does go south, you want to keep your risk levels low. So, that's one thing for new traders they need to do, is protect their risk. If it's a bad situation, something happened, feel free. You can always cut it. There's no reason to hold it and hope. As like I said, opportunity cost is huge. If you're not familiar with opportunity cost, it is basically you're sitting in a stock while others could be running, and you could be a part of those. So you want to be active. Like I stated, look on Twitter, look on StockTwits. Grab a pen and paper, grab a whiteboard, start writing things down. This has something in 2 weeks, this has something in 3 weeks. Now, if you watch my videos, I am always putting catalysts together in videos. And I always say where a good opportunity to buy is. So even if it's at like 065, and I'm like, hey, this might be a good ad at 0.5, and I've done that in the past, and it bounces right on there, because I look at the chart, I tell you guys, hey, this could be a good place to add. Sometimes it doesn't always work out, sometimes it just keeps running, or sometimes it just doesn't move, and that's the way it is. But out of those 20 trades, 18 of them were successful. So, once you teach yourself and you learn your own strategy, you can really be successful trading penny stocks. So, basically to recap everything, start small, start, as far as your risk, do small trades, get into it, get into the groove, start hunting. There's hunters and there's gatherers. Gatherers will grab information, the due diligence, go on Twitter, start writing, follow all the companies you can, all the most popular companies, and even the ones that aren't most popular, and put them on alerts and just see what they have coming. You want to hunt for these if you want to win. So if you want to be successful, these are definitely good tools you need. Watch YouTube. There's plenty of people putting good information on chart reading on YouTube. Level 2, I'm still working on a video for that, but I'm still compiling data. So you know, for a new trader in this market right now, it is a little slow. So playing Catalyst only, to me, is what is keeping me successful. And that's what I think can keep others successful as well. So, you know, hope you like this video. You know, feel free to shoot me a comment if you have any questions. Shoot a like. Make sure you subscribe. So this is part 1 of the challenge. As I stated, it's 3 months in, and we're already on pace, you know, clearing up near 50% of the way. So as all else goes well, we should meet our challenge by fall, and then we can do an extended challenge and, you know, maybe 75 or 100. So it's exciting stuff. You know, feel free, like I said, jump in if you want to try out your own challenge. Shoot me a message on Twitter, you know, kind of look at what I'm looking at. But every week I'm putting stocks on here, so, you know, make sure you're subscribing, make sure you're asking questions, make sure you're being active. Follow me on Twitter. You know, let's have some fun. Let's high five, slap, shuck and jive. So, you know, thanks for stopping in today. I'll talk to you guys next time.